chose Las Cruces as a place to live because we fell in love with high desert. We love the community. It's a small community, a manageable community. I mean, you can't beat, shirt sleeve weather in December and January, and it's sunny almost 300 and some odd days out of the year. So it's just a beautiful community. It's a very livable community, very manageable. And the beauty of Las Cruces, the mountains that surround you and the desert vegetation and environment is just spectacular. The sunsets and sunrises here are unbelievable, unbelievable. I don't think there's a prettier place.
Hi, I'm Bill Detlefs. My wife and I have lived here since August of 2008, so it's about 2.5 years now. We actually chose this part of the country to live in. We were married in Seattle, we lived in Michigan for a while, and most recently in New York, and we got tired of the Frost Belt. And so we wanted a place where we could retire that would have a warm climate year-round. And when we looked at the cost of living indicators, we found this was 40% less than living in New York, and we thought, my gosh, this is an opportunity we can't pass up. We also wanted to live in a place that had a sense of history and outdoor recreation, and so our sights were placed on Las Cruces, and choosing where we wanted to live was certainly the next step.
We had come really looking where we might live. We were actually looking to retire here, so we were looking at potential retirement sites, and we just, as we looked at homes that had been built on the east side of Las Cruces, we didn't like the sort of cookie cutter approach that existed in some of the neighborhoods, and the houses seemed to be on top of each other. I mean, you could probably reach out your window and shake hands with your neighbor. And we wanted more privacy. We wanted more openness. The thing we love is the open feel of the Southwest, and it just didn't feel open in many of those places. When they brought us over here to see the property, we just fell in love with it. The views are spectacular. The fact that each house is on an acre of land, or close to an acre, that you're not on top of your neighbors. The fact that every home is custom built, is you're not seeing the same floor plan in every fourth house. And then I think the other thing that we loved was the commitment to the desert environment. That you didn't just come in and level the ground and build the homes, but that you really tried to work with the natural vegetation as it existed, the plants and the hills and the whole bit was just, we felt like we were living in the desert, which is what we wanted, rather than just living in a community that happened to be in the desert. So that's really what we loved over here.
One of the things that we wanted was to be close to nature, to have some of the views, particularly of the Oregon Mountains. There's nothing more spectacular than either sunrise or even sunset at the Oregon Mountains. But here, the high desert area, I grew up in Oregon. This is very characteristic of Eastern Oregon, despite urban myths. And we wanted to have open land, but also live in an area that had a sense of community and also an opportunity for us to build green. This is supposedly the solar capital of the U.S., so we wanted to offset the cost of electricity by having our solar panels, and we've also installed rainwater harvesting. Water is a precious commodity here, and we're definitely saving a lot by having our own cistern and tapping into the drip irrigation system using that water.
The best part of living here is, again, the sense of community that exists here. From the very beginning, as new builders in the community and moving into the community, people were welcoming. You don't feel that sense of isolation sometimes that you get in some communities. They have parties, they welcome new residents, they have different activities for people who live here. So it's again, it's a sense of community. It's not just a home in a neighborhood. It's a real sense of community.
We found that there's a tremendous sense of community here. There aren't that many people who live here yet, but as people do move in, they're given opportunities to meet each other. When somebody has a problem or need assistance from a neighbor, neighbors are right there. But even beyond that, membership, our living here includes membership in the Picacho Hills Country Club, and so it's nice to be able to have a resource like that for whether it's golfing, tennis, or just to go for a nice meal. And it's also a great opportunity for having a large meeting environment where large groups can meet. So one of the things that we like about it is that both of us we work in El Paso, and so we need easy freeway access, and this proximity to the freeway is really ideal.
Well, I think what's unique about Picacho Mountain, the whole development again, is that we know the people. I mean, when we came to look at the area, Tommy took us around and talked with us about what we were looking for. And when he brought us to the property that we eventually built on, it was like he heard us, and we felt like, wow, okay, somebody understands what we're looking for. There was a sense of a real commitment to, as I said, maintaining the beauty of the natural desert. My husband and I wanted to build green, which at the time that we built was considered to be relatively novel, and the community embraced it again, and I think it's that commitment to wanting to preserve the natural environment. So we found the stuff helpful. When something was needed or there were questions, there were meetings that were called and the community dealt with issues together. There were a lot of, the staff set up a lot of events for people to get to know each other based around different areas of interest, whether it be walking or geology or whatever, or bicycling. I mean, there's this sense again of trying to, it's more than just building homes in a geographic location. It's really about building a sense of community. And we've loved it. I mean, absolutely best decision we ever made was moving here and moving to Picacho.
Moving into a new environment, there's always going to be lots of questions. What can I do? What can't I do? What are some of the limitations or restrictions? Again, ultimately to preserve the environment. And the staff here have been tremendous in helping us look at our own situation, our own micro environment, and see what would be best for us in tune with the rest of the evolving neighborhood. But actually being bordered by Bureau of Land Management property, it makes that outdoor recreation that much easier. We're walking distance from Picacho Mountain. There's the natural trails and arroyos that go through the property. So whether we step out our front door or call somebody and say, we've got a question, can you help us out? That real commitment to, and customer satisfaction, or customer service, I should say, to make sure that we're happy, and therefore if we're happy, then hopefully we can ensure that prospective homeowners will share that excitement of living in this environment.